My life is so. Hi, everyone. Yay, we're live. It worked. I am here with Chloe Kwon, and sorry, do not use the other link. Join us on this link. We know that everyone will figure it out, and I will pop a note. And in the meantime, I'd love, Chloe, introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are. This is very exciting. Chloe is an investor in Austin and is working on a development project, which is really interesting. So I'm gonna, while you're, hang on one second, actually, let's make sure everyone knows that we're here, because it looks like people don't realize that we're here. Hold on, let me make a comment. Go to the new link. All right, if not, they'll have to watch the replay. I'm sorry, everybody. We should be live. Chloe, you're frozen, but can you hear me?
Yeah, you're not frozen to me, so I don't know.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just go with this, and we'll see how we'll just kind of, technical difficulties happen. So hopefully people will join us, and if not, they can watch the replay. Unfortunately, I know we had people logging on, but that link wasn't working for us, so we had to start again. So hi, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi guys. My name is Chloe Kwon. I am during the daytime data scientist for Walmart. And by nighttime, I'm an investor for real estate. I've been living in Austin for about 3 years. I lived in Houston, working for Oil&Gas for 10 years before. I'm really excited to, potentially meet all of you guys. I love this network of women supporting and lifting each other up. And yeah, I can't wait to dive in.
Awesome. So tell us about, so you have a full-time W-2 job and you started investing. Tell us about your investments and what you have going on right now.
Yeah, so I started investing not too long ago. I would say late, 2018. I've always wanted to buy a house because I've always loved houses. My mom actually owned a commercial construction company where she built buildings, and she would lease out individual sort of units to commercial tenants. So I grew up watching sort of her building and being a badass woman in business. So, I knew that sort of real estate was one of the things that I identify with, I related with, I understood, and also, having that sort of, analytical backgrounds for, being in data science, I knew that it would be helpful. So when I finished my grad school and got a job, I knew that, okay, I know I'm going to be in Austin for a while, so let's buy houses. But, as somebody who just graduated from grad school, I didn't have a ton of money saved up. So I knew that I had to be creative. So I bought a house. At that time, I think this house had like 15 offers on it, and then I won. I thought that was like really crazy number. And my friend was just telling me that there was this house had 90 offers last week.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. Yeah, that was a great reputation. Now let me ask you, when the offer for the 15 houses, that one was one that you were looking to live in yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing that I always like to say is that, I don't love bidding wars as an investor, but that's pretty common these days almost for any property. But when it's your house, you're willing to obviously pay a little more because it's going to be the place that you live, and you're not looking at the numbers in the same way. Did you find that?
Yeah, and the thing is though, I knew that this was not my forever home. And I was already looking at it as an investment property when I move out, right?
Oh, great.
My exit strategy while I was living here was clearly, it was for house hacking, but also I wanted to Airbnb it, right? And by that time, I've never Airbnb'd anything in my life, but I knew that sort of reading a lot of books and articles and listening to podcasts and talking to other investors, I knew that was feasible. So I was like, hell, if other people can do it, like I can do it too.
Yay, I love that. What a
Yeah,
spirit. That's
yeah.
right.
So when I looked at this house, it clearly was not my first choice house, because it was smaller than what I was looking for, and all that stuff. But it had a layout that was perfect for Airbnb-ing it. So basically splitting it like a duplex, so the entire house can split to the midway, and then there's like a backyard that I converted into like their own patio, and they have their own sort of French door that they can access from. So when I first walked through, I was like, this is great. This is like, it's so outdated, but nothing obviously wrong with the foundation or anything like that. It was just all cosmetic updates, which I loved.
Now, when you looked at it, did you actually convert it into a duplex type? Did you add a wall, or did you just kind of split the house where you still shared the kitchen and then you Airbnb kind of the room out?
So I don't share anything. There's no common area other than them using laundry in the garage. So that's the only sort of sharing thing. The other side is basically a master bedroom and bathroom. And then I've fenced in the backyard so that they have their own patio and that they have their own walkway. But basically there was a wall with the door. I've basically reinforced it with insulation and some soundproofing, and then a second set of solid door. And then there's other things so that you can't really hear. It's basically blocked off as if it's a wall, right?
And you created another entryway, or you just have them go through the back door?
They go through their own set of back door, a French door.
Right. God, how creative. See, I love that. I love what you did. And for those people that don't know what the house hacking idea is that basically you take a home or a duplex and then you rent out, the other unit, or you create rooms the way Chloe did. It was super creative and clever because she didn't only rent out a room, she actually made it like kind of a separate unit. So did you have to put in a little kitchenette?
So that's the crazy part, is that this house is just like a room and a bathroom, right? So I put, like a microwave, mini fridge, toaster, sort of, like kitchenette essentials, but there is no sink, there's no stove, none of that. It's literally a room and a bathroom, and people are willing to pay a lot of money. I found out in Austin.
That's great. What kind of rents are you rented all the time?
Yeah, like I don't think I've had a vacancy in like the last 6 to 8 months. So what I did, I actually had to pivot. So I Airbnb'd it for the first, I want to say 10 months or so.
Uh-huh.
And then it went great. It actually was pretty popular, but there's more fluctuation with the short-term rental because it's just what it is. After COVID broke though, I wanted to sort of step away from Airbnb model and then go to more a medium term model, which is so there's a bunch of like traveling nurses that looking for furnished place. So and their contract lasts from 3 to 4 months. So it's like kind of like a medium term, but there's less turnover. So there's less sort of cleaning and disinfecting you have to do in between the guests. And then, I wanted to also help, sort of the frontline workers, the nurses for coming here and helping in hospital. So that worked out really great.
Oh, that's great. Now, what kind of rents were you getting on your Airbnb per night?
Per night, it's anywhere from like during weeknight, it was like, I don't know, like 120 to all the way to, I think our March one was like 250 a night.
Wow.
That's when South by is happening, and we're pretty
great. And then what about for the nurses? How much were you able to rent it?
So per month, anywhere from 1,400 to 1,450. And they have dogs. So if they have dogs, they pay $50 a month dog fee, like a pet fee.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And this is not even this is maybe like a 800 square foot room, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrific. Was it hard for you to get the permits? Because that's one of the things that I hear about a lot with Airbnbs, that it can be
Mhm.
challenging.
Yeah, it can be challenging, but what I've learned is like if you go by the book, sort of, I know a lot of people they wanna if they don't live here. So basically, what with the city of Boston, what their rules are for short-term rental is there's like three types of permits. So there's a type one is basically if you're owner occupied, you live on the property, that
Mhm.
permit is available and anybody can get
That's
it.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's easy to get. You just have to get like a certificate of occupancy and you have to pay some fee and you have to go down to the office to submit it and blah blah. It's not as hard. You just have to be sort of persistent.
Mhm.
But if you are an investor, you have an investment property and you're trying to Airbnb it, then I'm sure it's a little bit harder to do because you'll have to find, you have to have a, I don't know, homestead and whatnot, but it wasn't as bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know that can be challenging for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, yeah, I think you can still do it, but you always want to check with Airbnb. You always want to make sure you can do it, especially these days when we talk about when we're strategizing for Airbnbs, we always talk about make sure your numbers work before you think
Mhm.
about an Airbnb, so that if the laws change or something, regulations change and you need to pivot, that you can still cover all your expenses. I love the way you pivoted during COVID. What a great idea to get nurses in there. And that actually, that extended stay rental, that you can do in almost any capacity. I mean, you don't, that's very different than the short term kind of hotel model. So
Mhm.
that's a great way to go, especially in an area like Austin where things are so popular, for sure. That's
Mhm.
amazing. So you did this. I love this, this whole idea. And where is the place, the house that you bought?
East Austin.
That's
Um,
great.
yep.
Mhm. And then why do you think when there were 15 offers, which is still, I mean, it's not 90, which is a little insane, but
Yeah.
15 offers, why do you think that you were able to get a place?
So this was a little bit special case. It was an estate sale. So the woman that raised three sons in in this house for the last 50 years, she passed away, and her three sons were in town that weekend. Trying to sell the house, right? And although they grew up here, they didn't know sort of how much the property was worth at that point. Because like East Austin, East Austin,
Right,
it's a develop. It's it was developing pretty rapidly, but before then it wasn't quite a nice place to live.
right.
So when they came here, they were just sort of like, when I came to see the house, I came with my realtor, who's also sort of, she's a female, she's around my age, and everybody else was like an investor, right? There was like people on the iPad, clearly like, agent representing some investor in like California or
Right,
New York,
right.
and or somebody who, it just kind of other people are just like looking at the house and whatever, but what I always like to do whenever I put an offer or look at the
Mhm.
house is like trying to sort of develop a relationship with the sellers. So
Mhm.
we were just talking to sellers, different, the sons, striking conversation, like how long did you live here? What, did you go to school around here? Just like making small talk.
Friends, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And sort of I think that worked out because I remember when we were leaving the property, one of the sons he goes like, "Oh, I'm going to make sure to tell my realtor about you guys because I like you guys." Um so, I think just having
Awesome. And
that
it was
sort of
on the MLS.
yeah, it wasn't on MLS. Yeah, it was on
And
MLS.
did you ended up bidding, was it highest and best on the
Mhm.
offer?
Yeah, so I don't know if I should say, I don't know if this is illegal or not, but my realtor had like knew the seller's agent, and then the seller's agent was like, okay, like the highest offer is around this much.
Right.
If you can
Oh,
beat that.
honestly, it's up to the agent to disclose things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
most of the time they won't because they want to get highest and best. So like if you don't know that the top bid is 250, then you might go up to 350. So
Yeah.
generally they won't, but in the case, I mean, usually they won't do that. I mean, if they knew that they were going to get a good, they probably knew she went for the highest. She already told you what the highest was and you went above that. So
Yeah. Yep.
that was another thing. So you were able to meet it, like they liked you, but you also came in the highest. So that
Yeah.
was also good. That
Yeah.
was awesome. That's so great. I love that. And how much is that place appreciated?
Oh man. So I bought it. I mean, I'll just tell the numbers because I
Yeah.
don't care. I bought it for 368, and then 6 months later, the house 2 doors down that has like exactly same floor plan, like it looks exactly the same, like rooms where rooms are and everything. It sold for 200,000 more than what.
Wow, yay.
It's crazy. That's like East Austin. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. And, everyone should I mean, that's the lovely, wonderful thing about real estate. Now, let's talk about, I know I could talk to you forever. We're going to keep this to like 30 minutes because we're all busy. But I'd love to know about the next project, because one of the things that I love about you is how you evolve and how you went from one experience, you did really well with it, you appreciated, you cash flowed it, win, 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 win. Now you went and you're doing a development project, which is so interesting. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's been going on for a while, but I love it. I feel like I'm learning so much about how sort of City of Austin, that development code is, learning about Code Next that's going to come in the future, and then just sort of understanding what goes in for new development. And my thought process was, to be honest, when I first started, I knew that sort of all these researches that I was doing, I knew that one of the things I really wanted to try was BRRRR strategy, right? And, being a data person, I sort of looked at the data and the metrics of like, the macroeconomic trends of like Austin. And then I was like, I really believe in Austin's economy and I think it's really going to grow. So I really want to make this work, but I can't do it in the traditional way where you buy a single family rental, renovate, and then refinance, and then just lease it out, right? Because there isn't much of a cash flow in Austin because of the high price. So I was like, okay, what other thing can I do to make BRRRR work in Austin? And I was crunching numbers for different type of assets, different strategies, and I was like, nothing works other than you build. And I know it's a really daunting task, but my thought process was at that time was, I am not married. I don't have any dependents. So if I were to take any risks, in my life, this would be a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's go for it. If other people can do it, like I can do it. Like literally, that's my motto. I'm like, if other people can do it, I can do it too. I'll figure out. I don't know yet. I'll figure
If
out.
other people can do it, I can do it. I love that. I wish everybody would adopt that and realize that it's true.
Yeah. And it was, it's fun to figure stuff out, right? And be doing something that other people are not really doing. I love that feeling of, sort of claiming the space, right? Because in real estate, and the same with tech and oil and gas too, like it's so male dominated that, it's hard to sort of stand out as a woman, because oftentimes people sort of underestimate you, right? So if you can prove your quality and your capabilities, and then really like sort of choose a strategy, and then you go for it, you're like the expert. That's what I found out. So I was like, you know what? I would love to learn about this, because this seems really challenging, and it's something that not a lot of other people are doing. So if I can master this, like that would be really valuable skill for me to have. So I started looking for a business partner. And partly it's because it wasn't that I couldn't do it by myself, because it was a project that I've never done before. There was a certain amount of risk that came with it. So, risk, as well as sort of, the carrying costs, unknown uncertainty, and how long the project's going to be, with the permitting situation and everything. I was like, okay, I'm going to find a partner. So I found a partner who we work really great, and we have complementary skill sets. And then we started looking for the land to purchase so that we can build it. And that took so much longer than I thought. Basically, it was just as competitive, because basically it's all investors who's trying to buy this, right? It's not regular people. So they have more money, they have more capital, they can do all cash offers, which I got beat out several times. But at the end of the day, we got a lot under contract in East Austin. So it's still 78702, which I love. I love the zip code. That's where my current house is at. And it's nearby where a lot of other developments are happening. So it's like near sort of the Tillery and the on the Cesar Chavez, where there's a bunch of apartment complexes they're being built and all this stuff. So I'm learning a ton about financing is what I'm finding, because one of the most important things that you have to figure out when you're doing a new build is how are you going to finance it, right? And that underwriting, that and the due diligence it takes for you to convince a bank that, okay, I have this strategy, I need this to happen. This is my DTI, this is my net, sort of other assets that can prove that, if things go wrong, then we can pay for this out of pocket. All of those, learned a ton. And also with COVID, it threw a wrench in sort of our, it almost didn't happen because I must have called like 100 banks in the span of 2 months trying to find a bank that will do construction loan. But with COVID, people were like, that's too risky. We're not doing it, especially not to first-time builders. And we're like, well, fair enough, but I'm gonna, still call other people and, find a bank who's willing to do this, right? So we found a bank.
Other people can do it. I can do it too.
Yes, honestly, yeah. So we found a bank who's willing to do it. And then so we started sort of, my thought process was, and this is my sort of philosophy on everything is, if I'm putting, effort into learning this, I want to continue to do this, right? So that it reaps benefit over and over, but I don't want to be doing the work all the time, right? So what's important to me is to develop the systems and processes upfront when you're doing all this research and analysis, so that at the end of the day, it runs sort of by itself, so that I can do it over and over again without me being sort of stressed and burdened, right? So that was
every time, like the process of how you're getting it, like when you struggle to get the loan, you kind of write down, okay, this is what I had to do, this is what worked effectively at the end to save time. That's awesome.
Exactly. And same with sort of working with architects and builders. So it was really important to find architects and builders that we could trust, but also even when we're approaching sort of the schematic design process, we wanted to sort of have a design that we could replicate in the future. So if we want to do this multiple times, theoretically we could just fix a little things up, but overall, we can use the same thing over and over again.
What is your partner? What you said that your partner had complementary skill sets. What were the skill sets? Because you're obviously of analytical design. What did they bring besides maybe money and experience? Had they done it before, or they were new too?
Yeah, so she's new too. And at that time, it was during COVID, and I didn't really have an access to more experienced investors like you or other builders that I've met since then. So I had I had a limited network of people who were sort of like me, right? So she works at Facebook, so she's in tech as well. So we come with certain flexibility of schedule, which is great. And then she's a project manager. So for me, and so for me, I'm more, if I'm looking at myself and what I like to do, I'm like more of like a big idea person. I love like strategizing, brainstorming, all this stuff, like running numbers. I love doing that, due diligence, all this stuff, but I'm not so great. And I had to admit this to myself, is I'm not so great at, doing the detail work, like detail oriented work of like, okay, I'm gonna be, following up with this person. And following up this person, and then, all this stuff, like making sure that nothing falls through the crack, like all of this. I don't enjoy it. Exactly. And I don't enjoy it as much as I love doing running numbers.
So what are you building? Are you building a duplex or fourplex?
So it's a zoned SF3. So what I can do is I can build a main house and then an ADU. And oftentimes what other developers do is they subdivide a lot and then sell them separately.
Is it big enough to do that?
Sorry?
Is it a big enough lot?
Yeah, it's big enough to subdivide.
How big is it?
So it's about like 5,900 square foot. It's not a big lot, but you can still subdivide the lot.
Right.
There's just some requirements that you have to find. You have to know, like, the setbacks and the driveways and the number of parking spots and stuff like that. But if we wanted to, we can subdivide the lot and sell it separately, which was important for us because I wanted to have as many exit strategies as I could because who knows what the future is going to happen, right? So
Yeah.
just be prepared. Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. I love that. And so where are you at as far as construction? Are you dealing with the city now with permits?
So we haven't yet. So it took a really long time to get the lot under contract because of the appraisal was taking forever because I'm sure anybody who's in real estate knows, like, oh my God, like getting an appraisal, even getting a survey guy to come and do a survey is like, wow, it's like, it takes a long time because everybody's locked up. And also it was holiday. So right now, we are almost done. Like we're literally this Sunday, I think we're going to be done with the schematic design process. It takes a long time because literally you have to go back and forth with your architects and also your builders. And, you have to loop in your realtor as well, who's going to be vetting the ARV of the houses, all of that. So it has a lot of moving parts. So the next process is we're getting quotes from structural engineers, and then feasibility budgets from our builders. And then we submit that to our bank. So she already sort of ran our underwriting for our like asset only. So now they're going to be running a underwriting process for basically vetting the building itself, right? Yeah, so that we can break ground and start, demoing and then actually start building. Which is exciting to think
That's
about.
amazing. Yeah. And the one thing with land is that it doesn't pay cash flow. It's like you kind of buy it and it's a long-term play.
Yeah.
And then you're also taking out loans for the construction. So it really is, I love what you said. It's like, it's a big project, but if other people can do it, you can. But yet it is much more of a project.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm learning so much. And I feel like it's
your mom is so proud.
Yes, no, I'm sure she wanted to come, but COVID.
Where is she?
So I'm from Korea, South Korea. I'm from Seoul, South Korea. So all my families are there.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing. Well, I love this story, and I love to have you back on in like 6 months or sooner and like kind of track the project. Cause I think it's really interesting for people to learn, how do you start from the ground? How did you get how you get the land? It sounds like, were you just looking on the MLS for the land, or how did you find it?
So the land was from MLS, and I could have gone to like wholesalers or, off market deals maybe. But since it was my first time ever doing this, like with the lot purchase, I wanted to come from MLS. So maybe that's why it took a little bit longer time to get a lot under contract, but at least we know that sort of it's like legit, right?
Yeah, no. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love all that. So this was so great. And I love that you left words of wisdom. You really were very open about your money and the costs. I don't know, what did you end up spending on the land? Are you comfortable sharing that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I feel like people ask me like, oh, are you comfortable sharing a number? I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, it's a public knowledge, right? If you look up, you can know. Yeah, so I bought the land for 400K, and actually we got it down from 450 because it fell out of contract once, and then we got back again. So we were able to negotiate 50K down, which is great because it appraised for 400. So
that's great. And then what do you think that the build is going to cost?
The build is going to cost, right now we're looking at around 400K with the contingency of 15%. So
wow, that's not bad.
It's not bad. And honestly, like, it's a new build. I feel like if we were to sell it, our ARV is over $1 million. So that's where the burst strategy comes from, right? That delta of, the 75 to 80% ARV. And then how much we spent on it, So we would be able to sort of recoup not all the money, but most of the money that we spent on, down payments and carrying costs, and then so that we'll be able to do this over and over again, right?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. It's a
Yeah.
great, this is a great story and a great picture of how you start to look at projects and properties and numbers and make it work. And it's really super cool. I absolutely love this. I can't thank you enough for sharing all of your journey in real estate and these successes that you've had, really taking on different strategies and really maximizing and monetizing from them. And I can't wait to have you back to talk about where you're at. And the other thing is that on February 17th, I believe, the third Wednesday of every month is when we're meeting. And so our next meeting, we're actually going to have a panel of lenders. And so it'll be really interesting to hear different lenders sharing from commercial to hard money and private lending and conventional lending, just different types of loans that you can get. I think that would be really informative for people because, like you said, the loan can really slow you down if you don't have the right information, contacts, or perseverance, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, lending is one of the things that are going to make or break your project, I feel like. And every lender is different, is what I found out from talking to like 100 lenders. Everybody has different policies, internal policies, or, requirements and whatnot. And also what I found out was you can negotiate with lenders too.
Yep.
Like based
That's
on
right.
you as a borrower, based on your assets and sort of your personal portfolio, you can definitely negotiate terms and stuff, which I didn't know before because nobody talks about it, right? So I think platforms like this, we share sort of our personal experiences and journeys, and hopefully it will help other women sort of go through other, if they want to do it, it might be easier for them to do, right? Learn from other people's
Absolutely.
mistakes.
Absolutely. So this
Yeah.
is wonderful. I hope a lot of people will watch the replay. I'm sorry that we had technical difficulties. You never know when your internet's going to go out, but you got to pivot and make it work. So I'm
Yeah.
really happy we had this time, and have a great day, everybody. And thank you so much, Chloe, for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Tamar.
We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe below, and you can find out more at wealthwarriorwoman.com.